Welcome back to the New England Real Estate Journal radio show. I'm Eric Wilson with my host Rick Kaplan, and we're about to interview Lisa Nickerson. It's brought to you by the Rhode Island Realtors Conference and Expo. Join Rick and me at the 2014 Rhode Island Realtors Conference and Expo on June 26th from 8:30 to 3 at the New England Institute of Technology's East Greenwich campus. See some of the newest products and services for lending, marketing, and more. And you can also participate in breakout sessions being held throughout the day. For more information or to register, call 401-785-9898 extension 1 or visit rirealtors.org/RIAR Expo. Again, that's 401-785-9898 extension 1 or visit rirealtors.org/RIAR Expo. And we're joined in studio with Lisa Nickerson, who is the principal of Nickerson PR and Nickerson Real Estate Partners, as well as a partner of the Preserve the Bay Club. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Very good. We're going to talk about the overall market in the housing market, the residential market, as well as some of the projects you've been working on. And at the end, we're going to talk about a little bit how you market all of these different aspects that you seem to be involved in. So first and foremost, what is the housing market like right now, and should we be worried about anything?
Well, I don't know that we should be worried about anything right now. It's always about knowing what's going on and what the opportunities are at the time. It's an interesting time right now. As we know, apartments are booming downtown, and we're fortunate. We're working with the Victor, Simpson Properties Victor in North Station, and then Atmark out in Cambridge, and those are both luxury apartments that are filling up very quickly. So that's a hot demand area. People maybe moving downtown for the first time, and they're coming out of their homes in the suburbs. They're downsizing, or what they're calling right-sizing now. Right. They're trying out downtown. They want to see what it's like. And then we have some of the younger folks who haven't gone out to the suburbs yet, who are renting and getting ready to determine, what is that next step. But right now, being downtown or in Cambridge is the hot place to be.
Right. On
that, you've got people who are selling their suburban homes now and saying, what's that next move? And they're right-sizing. So they're maybe getting smaller homes, but they're still a decent size, but they're definitely still luxury appointed. They still want their sunrooms, their finished basements, their really nice finishes.
Right.
They're used to the niceties. They just don't need all that space anymore.
Right. So people still want the luxury. They just don't need as much space as once desired, maybe in the late 80s, early 90s.
Exactly. But they want it so that it's flexible and has options. So if kids come to visit, grandkids come to visit, they have that space.
Right.
So that's interesting. And then we're also seeing the return of the second home. And so for a long time, people weren't buying second homes. Before the downturn, people were buying very large second homes. So now you have people trying to right size out of the larger homes, and an uptick really in that. What we're seeing is the $600,000 to $900,000 home, which is, again, not the super McMansion or the super luxury, but again, that maybe 1,800 to 3,000 square foot second home in perfectly chosen locations.
Right.
And that's key.
So does that make room for the condo market?
I think it does, actually. I think that, and I see this even with some of the kids that are working for me at the office. They're in their 20s, they're spending a lot of money on rent, and they're saying, how do I afford a house? And so that next move is into a condo, and there aren't many condos available. There are some from the last cycle, but not a lot of home ownership right now. Really, what we're seeing is a lot of the financing still going to the rentals. And there is a debate as to whether the rental market has been overbuilt or whether it's going to be overbuilt. But if you look at the numbers, there are so many people coming into the city with significant income that's not going to change. It's not going to change very soon. But what we are seeing is new areas really popping up. So there's a lot more development going on in JP, in Dorchester, it's pushing out. But you're still close to the city. So those neighborhoods are really changing. I mean, look at what's happened with Somerville.
Right. So now you also said the apartment.
Yes.
So now that if you're going to live in the city and you're going to rent an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment is probably cost you almost as much as getting a condominium.
Right.
I would think.
But the financing's different. So you don't have a down payment when you have the the rentals like you do in a home. The financing's different. Also,
you also don't have to pay maintenance and upkeep for people coming in. You can just call your landlord to have your washing machine fixed instead of calling somebody in because you own the inside of the house. So there's still those things too.
I mean, look at how things have changed even with cars. How many kids don't have cars now? Where I couldn't wait to get my car and I wouldn't have given it up for anything. So really, the dynamics have changed. And also look at the way people are living together now versus getting married. So somehow getting an apartment together isn't the same as buying a home together.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and people are pushing off marriage. So, again, these 20-somethings are really helping fuel this apartment, but also, again, people moving into the city from the suburbs and that want that city living. They want that 24/7.
So what does that do for all these McMansions that are out there that people are right-sizing away from? Do they, sell the lot, drop it down, and adapt to what the market wants, or do you see that maybe they'll come back in a few years? We'll go back up
it
to being
depends on
nice?
where it is. So I happen to live in Metro West, and we've really seen this pick back up, that the larger homes are getting bought. So we get people moving maybe out of the city or moving up, right? So they're finding that opportunity. We're not seeing that down in Cape and off Cape. So those homes are still sitting.
Right.
Or they're going to be on the market for a long time, and especially the $3 million and up.
Yep.
Those are sitting for 36 months plus, and that's the right buyer. And they're not getting quite the numbers that they had hoped for at one point.
Right.
But again, what we are seeing, so as you mentioned, I'm a partner at the Preserve at the Bay Club, which is right by Buzzards Bay, about a half mile up the street.
Okay.
Beautiful gated community at the Bay Club. And we're building two neighborhoods there.
Down in Buzzards Bay?
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
nice.
So
I
next
love
to
Buzzards Bay.
Marion, if you know where Mattapoisett is.
Yeah, I know.
And that's, of course, right off 3. So our big tagline is "Have it all before the bridge."
Yeah.
Because you don't have to cross
Right.
the bridge.
Right.
A lot of people who are big into sailing, boating, actually live in that area because you don't have to go onto
Right.
Cape, but then you can take your boat and you can go to the vineyard. You can go to
Right. Go out the
to
canal.
That's
Exactly,
right.
Are
yeah.
these
Martha's Vineyard.
single-family homes or condominiums?
These are single-family homes.
Okay.
And they're in the 1,800. We were originally saying to 2,500 square foot space, but
Mm-hmm.
we're very quickly seeing people add the options. They love the size, but they want that sunroom. They want the bonus room. They want to make sure that it's a finished
Mm-hmm. Right.
basement, and that's important to people. But again, they're not looking for 5,000 square foot homes, and they're
Right.
not looking for huge lots. So the interesting thing about the Bay Club is that you can buy there. You don't have to have a membership, but it is a gated community
Right.
with everything that you do have access to if you did choose to
Okay.
join. So,
So when you say gated community, so someone takes care of the yard.
so when you pull in, it is gated and there's a security
Right. Checkpoint.
security checkpoint, and then you drive through this beautifully landscaped
Mm-hmm.
golf course, and then you go up, and then our 2 neighborhoods are on the right. You would take care of your own yard unless you contracted that out, but so it's not condos in that way, but it's real own community.
Right.
And the Bay Club has other neighborhoods that had already been built.
Oh, okay.
Well, see, because I know in different areas, gated community can mean a couple of things. Gated meaning that it's protected, so people can come and go as they please,
Right.
so you don't have strangers going through your neighborhood.
Yep.
And there's also gated that they take care of everything, even though they're individual homes, but there's a association that makes sure that your neighbors are taking care of their
Right.
yard.
So there is a homeowners association, yes,
Okay.
and there is a general expectation of how things will be kept.
Right.
And we do anticipate that a lot of the people will be contracting the same
Right.
group to take care of their yards and such, because there are some people that are the snowbirds and they're going down to Florida. There are a lot of people that do stay, and then even at the end of our neighborhood, we have a nice. At the end of the cul-de-sac, there's a fire pit and a setup for just
Okay.
hanging out and meeting up with your neighbors.
So like a
and friends.
community
Yeah.
area for everyone to use. That's nice.
Right.
So,
But, or you can go.
so it's a family type of
Okay.
community too.
Well, we are seeing that because there's a lot of hospitals that have been added down in the South Shore, and a lot of people do love that area. So there are more.
Born and bred right here, South Shore, Mass. Love it.
There you go. So, and we're getting involved with the Sailing Association there, and
Yeah.
a lot of the different groups in the area. So it's just a beautiful area, and
And I mean, like you said, you're right before the bridge. So right across the way is Cape Cod, and
Right.
you have access to a wonderful summer.
well, that's something I think.
And you don't have the
about.
traffic. But when we come back, we're going to talk more, and we're going to jump more into more of your projects, how you get involved in the real estate partners, and more about the Preserve the Bay. But first, this segment was brought to you by the Rhode Island Realtors Conference and Expo. Join Rick and me at the 2014 Rhode Island Realtors Conference and Expo on June 26th from 8:30 to 3 at the New England Institute of Technology's East Greenwich campus. See some of the newest products and services for lending, marketing, and more. And you can also participate in breakout sessions being held throughout the day. For more information or to register, call 401-785-9898, extension 1, or rirealtors.org /RIAR Expo. Again, that's 401-785-9898, extension 1, or visit rirealtors.org/RIAR Expo, and we'll be right back on Money Matters Radio Network.
It's New England Real Estate Journal Radio on the Money Matters Radio Network and online at moneymattersboston.com.
Welcome back to the New England Real Estate Journal Radio Show. I'm Eric Wilson with our host Rick Kaplan. In the second half of our interview with Lisa Nickerson is brought to you by Rochester, New Hampshire, one of the fastest growing communities on the seacoast of New Hampshire, and we are attracting new merchants, services, and amenities for a growing number of businesses. We are also maturing as a regional commercial center for the Southern Lakes region of New Hampshire and adjacent territory. Our strategic thinking and natural attributes combine to make a powerful business case for why your business should choose Rochester, New Hampshire. Visit thinkrochester.biz. Again, that's thinkrochester.biz. And Lisa, we're joined with Lisa Nickerson, principal and of Nickerson PR and Nickerson Real Estate Partner, is also a partner of Preserve the Bay. Bay Club, sorry, you're right. Before we went to break, we were talking about Preserve the Bay Club as a gated community. Nickerson Real Estate Partners
is a new firm.
Is a new firm, and did that come because of the Preserve the Bay Club?
It did. So over the years, I've worked with a lot of different developers and their sales teams, and some of the groups have been most successful, the ones where we really are a big part of the sales process, where the public relations and the marketing and all the events are all really the planning is all together, right? And I've seen groups that have not done it that way, and it's more challenging. It's harder, it's less efficient, and it ends up being more expensive. So what I wanted to do was essentially put my money where my mouth was. And having a background in real estate sales, I started this company. It's being head by Sharon Viens, who is a fantastic sales professional with just unbelievable experience working with some of the best names. And she came on to lead this group. And we're starting with the Preserve. And it is a truly integrated sales process where the marketing, the PR, the events are all done together. We all work together, and we can make changes very quickly. We can make things happen very quickly. We can pull an ad together in a fraction of the time, or we can pull an event together very quickly. And it's really been exciting because we've had a lot of traffic down at the project. And I would be remiss if I did not say the website is thepreserveatbayclub.com.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
I gotta definitely check it out. And we're doing a lot with social media. So if you're on Twitter, it's at Preserve Bay Club. And then we have a great Facebook page also. And so, again, really integrating in all of that social media with the sales process and the different marketing tactics. And so it's been good.
Nice. So in the Nickerson Real Estate Partners, do you only do like things that you're involved in, like the way to
so
Preserve?
we are not third party. We're not competing against any of the other firms. We're really working collaboratively with all the different co-brokerage firms that are out there, and we've been hosting events and bringing people in. This is truly a company that works with myself and my business partners to do the sales on projects that we're invested in.
Right. Now, how does that take any time away from Nickerson PR, which I already know you guys are all everywhere?
Well, it always takes time, but that's why we hired Sharon.
Right.
We brought somebody who had so much experience that she could really run the show, so that was the idea.
Nice.
And then for me, it gives me more knowledge and more opportunity to really be part of a project, so that when I'm bringing expertise to other projects, they know that I'm actually an operator at the same time too, that I know what I'm talking about, and it's just not a theory.
Right.
And that when I go home at night, I'm always thinking about the project.
I can imagine you must be a very busy. So what about on the marketing side of it? You have the sales experience, but you're also in PR and marketing. So how does that affect when you're helping those the sales of the Preserve the Bay Club and things like that, and marketing for that?
Well, because I talk to Sharon on a daily basis of what's going on and what's been working, what she's hearing from people, we can very quickly, change our tactics. Or and social media being so quick, we can immediately put certain things out there or create a new article. We're talking to reporters every day because we have the firm. So it's a great opportunity for her to say, you know what, we're seeing a trend in this. She can call right up to the PR team. The next thing you know, we're talking to one of the major publications and having something covered. Also, right now, content is very big, just developing content.
Right.
and information. So again, because we work with so many different projects, we can put a lot of projects into one article where we talk about different aspects of it. No
Right,
different
yeah.
than me mentioning the @mark earlier and the victors.
Right, exactly.
So what are
Yep.
what are some of the things that you find that are working, that are making this successful for you?
Well, social media, is definitely a wave of the future. And I love to say that there are people that have rented at the @mark because we tweeted something.
Really?
And that
Wow.
came back to us from that. But it's an art. It's not just something you throw out there. It's not like managing your own Facebook. It's really, it needs to be thoughtful and well planned out. And so we plan some, and then we just see things also that we can put out there as we go. So
Right.
there's a program to it. I think that people say, oh, our target demographic isn't on Twitter, but that doesn't mean reporters aren't or other influencers
right.
aren't. So you have to be thinking about all the influencers around your target too.
Right.
And the time to get on is now, not once everybody else is jumped on, because it takes
Right.
time to build that following and find people. And the same thing with Facebook. It's really engaging people, encouraging them to share, to tag. And again, that's work to get them to do it. It's not
Right,
just
right.
posting.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I mean, we know that you rock social media. I'm on it as well. I totally believe that. Plus, I think if you got on a little bit earlier than the other people, you have that opportunity to get noticed quicker. I
Sure.
mean, you're not competing with as many fish in the pool.
I mean, I also run our advertising budget, and I look at what we spend in advertising, and it is significant. Having a public relations plan is a fraction of your advertising plan. So, again, to not have PR in place on any project, I think is crazy because,
Right.
again, for what I'm spending on advertising, it's a fraction of it. And to have articles out there consistently, whether you're an expert or you could be talking about interiors, you could be talking about trends, different things in the market, there's just so much opportunity to expand people's knowledge of your project, and there's a credibility behind editorial. So
Right.
when you have an article out there, there's a believability to it, whereas an advertisement people know you've paid for.
Right,
so
right.
it's really important to manage public perception of your project in addition to any advertising.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I don't
agree.
think you can do a project if you don't have a PR and a marketing campaign that is put together.
Well, I don't think so either, but you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
Well,
everyone
I,
tries to
the
find
way
a
it is.
can understand
shortcut.
why you don't think so, but
Yeah.
I'm saying, from my point,
standpoint too.
Yeah.
I mean,
think if
it's-
you ever want more information, even when we advertise and you see something, oh, I like it, and then you may go Google something you saw in an advertisement. You're actually looking for the PR on that object.
Right, you have to.
You wanna
The
see
message has
something
to
written.
get out somewhere.
Right.
Right.
Someone
You
has
wanna-
to release that message.
So, and let
And-
me speak to that too, because one of the things I want to boast about a little bit is we have all of these different groups in-house, and that was really important.
So all three are right inside your one office?
Right.
Oh,
So, for
nice.
example, we won Boston Business Journal's Social Madness contest last
Yep.
summer. We won one of the Best of Boston from Banker and Tradesman for PR.
We've never heard of any of these periodicals.
No.
No,
Oh, I'm
we
sorry.
know.
That's
No,
right. You
no,
haven't.
no worries, but we know.
We're often featured in the New England Real Estate
No, that's cool.
Journal.
Continue.
We won a Prism Award for a logo that we did for another residential project last year.
Yes, at Bregby, right?
Yep.
Nice.
So we have fantastic full-service graphics, branding, marketing on that side. And then we brought in Carrie Richards from Baker's Best, which is, of course, one of the best caterers there is, and she's just extremely well-known and professional event planner. And so we're managing all the events on top of it. So it could be from a broker party to major grand openings. And we're doing conferences on top of that too. But as it relates to real estate,
Right.
to be able to do them really professionally, where people walk in and they get a feeling when they get there, and there's an art to all of it, and
Right.
the teams are
Right.
all working together, and so it's really a unique opportunity that I think we bring our clients.
Yeah, you cover a wide variety of things as well
Yeah.
as a variety of PR and marketing.
I know Carrie's over at the @mark this afternoon, and they have a big grand opening party coming up this summer, so stay tuned for
nice
that.
plug.
Yep.
Speaking of plugs, we're gonna have to come to a close of this interview. We really appreciate you joining us. How would someone get in contact with you, Lisa, to learn more about whether it be the Preserve of the Bay Club, whether it be about marketing and Nickerson PR, or
You can call me at the office anytime, and that's 617-848-4225. Our website is nickersonpr.com. We're launching a brand new website next week on the 18th, so we're excited about that.
Oh, fantastic! Make sure everyone checks that out next Wednesday. We'll give it a plug again on next week's
Thank
show as
you.
well.
Right.
So thanks for joining us, and I wish we could talk all day about marketing because I love it, but we really can't.
Well, I always appreciate you having me on. Thank you so much.
Thanks again. And that interview was brought to you by Rochester, New Hampshire, one of the fastest growing communities on the seacoast of New Hampshire, and we are attracting new merchants, services, and amenities for our growing number of businesses. We are also maturing as a regional commercial center for the Southern Lakes region of New Hampshire and adjacent territory. Our strategic thinking and natural attributes combine to make a powerful business case for why your business should choose Rochester, New Hampshire. Visit thinkrochester.biz. Again, that's thinkrochester.biz, and we'll be right back on Money Matters Radio Network.
And we're back on New England Real Estate Journal Radio. I'm Rick Kaplan with my co-host, Eric Wilson. And the show is brought to you today by the New England Real Estate Journal, bringing together the commercial real estate industry for over 50 years. Find us at NEREJ.com. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor for the show, call 800-654-4993 or email us at radio@nerej.com. And that's 800-654-4993 or email radio@nerej.com. And did my co-host Eric Wilson do a great job today doing all the intros to the beginning of the segments?
I thought I was good for 7 out of 8.
You
One
did
of
a
them
good
I
job.
lost. I needed a sip of water, and so you might hear a little lisp on one of them, but I did all right.
You did pretty good today.
What a good
It
show!
gave me a break as well.
Yeah, right.
Blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. That is definitely the truth. Thanks to Nora and Lisa.
Before we go, we want to thank Lisa Nickerson of
Nickerson
Nickerson
PR.
PR and Nickerson RE.
Yeah,
right?
RE Partners and
RE Partners.
partner of the
And Nora Yusuf.
RBC Wealth Management. Thanks for coming in and doing an interview. Check her out at NEBFM 14. And, thank you for the show. They did a great job. Made our
And-
job easy today.
And people should come down to the NEBFM
Yeah, and
2014
next
the
week.
18th and the 19th at
Yep.
the Boston Convention Center.
Well, they'll only get to meet us on the 18th, but
On
they
the
should.
18th
So
we'll
if they
be
want to
there?
meet us, be there at the 18th.
That's
If they
right.
don't want to meet us, be there on the 19th.
No, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't want to meet us. Who
Well,
wouldn't want to meet us?
I understand, Rick, but, to each his own.
That's right.
Blind acorn, right? Adam said it. One person, probably.
Yeah, that one person.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that one
one-
person. Come on down to the NEBFM.
Yeah, that one person who doesn't want to meet us. You can go to the
There's
19th.
also on June 29th. The 29th or 26th? June 26th
June 26th
is the Rhode Island,
Rhode Island
Conference
and
and
Expo.
Expo.
Yep.
And we're going to be there also doing recording our show live.
Yeah.
So come on down there. If you missed us at the NEBFM show
Right.
on the 26th of
And
June,
you're in Rhode Island,
you
go there.
Come down to the.
And if you're in Connecticut, what is it? July
And that's
18th?
July 16th.
July 16th.
At the Great River Golf Club. That's a real estate symposium.
Right.
We won't be there.
We won't be there, but I'm just saying, if you're in
But
Connecticut,
if
go
you're
there.
there-
If you're in Rhode Island, go to the Rhode Island Conference and
right.
Expo. And if you're in Massachusetts, go to the NEBFM.
Yeah,
And if
that's
you're in New Hampshire,
Milford, Connecticut.
see you Wednesday.
Yeah, well, we hope to see everyone that listens to our show, and on this Wednesday, which the show will already have been aired.
Yeah, the show will air Saturday, so
but-
hopefully we saw you Wednesday.
Yes, we hope we saw you already.
Take a picture of us Wednesday and post it to our Twitter account, NEREJ Radio, picture of us, and maybe we'll do
And
something
before
special.
we forget, in the IROM, they have
Thursday, Steve Wiley, hopefully we'll see
Steve
you there
Wiley
as well.
speaking on June 12th.
Yep.
Don't forget to go to that. Or
Lot
sign
going
up for
on.
that.
Lot going on.
A lot going on. June is a crazy month.
Crazy.
But our show today has been brought to you by the New England Real Estate Journal, bringing together the commercial real estate industry for over 50 years. Find us at nerej.com. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor for the show, call 800-654-4993 or email us at radio@nerej.com. Again, that's 800-654-4993 or email radio@nerej.com. And this deal is done.